have no clue.
I'm just gonna make it use something I own.
My short-term goal is to learn what happened in hell.
It's been a
You were
fucking
there.
month.
You
were
were there.
I supposedly alongside. I thought
Yeah.
I was dropped off.
No, you were technically there.
Oh.
Do you like my bat shirt? We were
Change
talking
my
about bats
character.
earlier in the Discord, I saw.
Yes.
Flying puppies.
Flying puppy.
Bad bees.
Hello, everybody.
Oh,
Flying
God.
foxes, oh.
Hello,
I was
everybody.
about to go on a spiel.
I stopped you. So
Good.
be thankful, I guess.
Richard, the door's open!
Hello everybody. It's just about that time for that game that we played a little bit a while ago. It's been some time.
A month ago.
Yeah, it's about a month ago that we last played this game, maybe more. I don't know, it feels like forever. But it's the Immortal Odyssey time. That's our Scion 2nd edition game that we do where we play characters who are making their way towards godhood. There was a lot of stuff that happened in the last couple of sessions before we went on our little break, our little holiday break. And I feel like we need to let everybody know because it was kind of like an end of a story arc anyway, you know?
Like a long-term goal?
Yeah, it was like a long-term goal that was completed. So I feel like it's important to let everybody know kind of what happened and what we did and give us some highlights and stuff like that, if you will. And I will, and for the benefit of Michael, who was here in spirit. So, can somebody...
I didn't get experience for being here in spirit.
Spirits don't gain levels.
Slowly shakes head.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's okay. You're gonna get plenty of experience with this new adventure. That's
A Bruin.
a Bruin
It's here.
that is here. You know, in waiting in the wings for you guys. But I need somebody to tell me what happened.
So, God, where we leave off with you, Michael?
Oh, that's very nice. No, we got into the funny little tank, and it was very slow. And then he shifted into maximum overdrive, and it was still very slow.
Okay.
That is maximum overdrive.
That was my funny joke.
I'll cover I'll cover that because that's like an episode before last episode. So we traveled for a while.
9-ish.
9 days. There was some passing around of a compass, and everyone kind of sort of figured out what their greatest desire was.
There was vague death threats thrown out.
Vague weird veils happening with Wiley, and everyone was kind of like,
What?
But Johnny's like pointed behind him, and he was very confused. We eventually get to a river, and we can't cross this frozen river because there is a big fucking... It was a Jotun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was Dahlia from Monster Camp, basically. And we were probably supposed to fight her, but Leaf and Johnny convinced her that we should have another contest as opposed to fighting to the death. Why not have an ice sculpture contest? And then they looked at each other and they're like, we can't ice sculpt. So they asked
Let's
Jay.
make Jay do it.
And Jay's never ice sculpted in his life. He failed that altercation, but not in a way where like it sucked. He failed where like he triggered her. And she was very upset because it reminded her of her lost lover who is in Helheim. And the only time she can see her is on occasions, like over like the course of like through this bridge or whatever. And it was very sad. But she let us go through. We travel a bit more, and we get to Helheim itself, which Jesse did a really cool different design change, where when we were walking, Jay and Leaf were falling upwards, but then we all realized that we were actually on the ceiling, and that something about their past and their guilt was weighing them down where a bunch of sunken souls were. Wiley managed to keep Jay and Leaf from falling to their doom, and they learned to be kind of grounded with each other. We get to Hell's Palace. We convince Sloth and Agony, I don't know the other one's name, to let us through, and then we walked in on a very serious conversation. And I'll let the rest of you guys pick up the rest.
What? Why?
I mean,
The Forge Master was stinky and goopy, covered in the black stuff that you get covered in when you go to hell.
And Hal was like, you should just give up. Like,
Hell was like, they fucking hate you, dude. Give up.
give up
and
and
then-
wait for the end with me.
And he goes,
Yeah.
"No, I still believe."
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. And the Forge Master's like, well, fucking, I'm gonna go back up there and piss Odin off again. Like,
Again?
come on.
It's gonna take me another 9 fucking years, but I guess I do
But
it.
I'm gonna do it again until I win. And then Hell's like, okay, you dumb bitch. Like, you're not gonna get anywhere.
you're not gonna get
Fucking
your
die
child.
down here with me, whore. And
So we can hold hands with Baldur together.
yeah. And they're prepping for dinner as always. And we kind of are like looking, you know, like in Scooby-Doo or in a cartoon when they're all like looking around the wall.
And they're all
We're doing that.
stacked up on top of each other.
Who was
And
on
then
the
we,
bottom?
like, fall down. Wiley's probably holding everyone up.
I was gonna say,
They're
it couldn't have
standing
been
on
Leaf.
Wiley.
Only one arm.
Yeah,
Can't support.
Michael, if
He
you want
weighs
a weird,
as much as a
Just
leaf.
for-
if you want a weird visual cue, Michael,
Uh-huh.
like the mechanic is that as long as Jay and Leaf were near the rest of the party, that they were grounded and they wouldn't fall upwards, basically. But Jay went a step further and took the red string, looped it around his wrist,
Made a
looped
baby
it around
chain.
Leaf, and then
It was
Wiley
the
took
baby
the other
chain.
side.
Jesus
And
Christ.
then everyone was uncomfortable because Wiley had the other side. And it was funny.
Wiley wasn't gonna kill you guys.
After the death threats that were thrown towards Jay.
Yeah.
Ugh.
wasn't necessarily a death threat. It was an insinuation. There was
Oh,
no
death
threat.
threat.
It was ruminating.
A push comes to shove that you would
A death
do
rumination.
Basically, Wiley was too quiet for too long, and he had too much time to think by himself.
And he smiled a lot.
And he smiled a lot.
They
I
call
had a
him
very
Smiling
fun time
Wiley.
role-playing it.
Smiling Willie.
Now that don't rhyme. Anyways,
And then we're like,
Um,
hi, Mr. Forge Master, sir. Can we speak? Because we need to get something from you.
Says,
And
no,
Hal
I'm on a
was
very
like-
tight schedule. I have to start climbing for 9
I have,
years.
yeah, I'm on a 9-year schedule, so go ahead and get started. I've got to go ahead and get started. So
Walk and talk.
Not really.
Hal pointed
Um,
us to one of her hundreds of freaking conference rooms.
And then
Yeah.
Leaf
And then Hal was
her
like-
spoke together.
Hal
You-
was like, fucking bye.
I'm bored. Go away.
Go away.
Oh, I was thinking Hell spoke to Leaf then, but I'm on crack.
No.
Well, no, she basically said, meet me after, like, dinner.
Meet me after your
So
talk.
basically,
they did talk a little bit before that, but then she was like, figure out your shit and then come back to me.
Yeah, she was
so
like, you're
basically,
stupid for coming here.
The conversation with the Forge Master went as follows. Wiley didn't say anything because Wiley
Wait,
didn't
you're
want to
missing,
mess
you're
it up.
missing a big thing beforehand.
I'm
While we were filing into the room, Jay was like, hey, Haley Bow, I see a red string of fate tied between you and him.
yes, I was.
Between Goop.
So that's a big part of the conversation. Well, Richard, the door is open.
And then they
anyways.
went into the room to cry and hug about
We
it.
talk, yeah. So we're like, hey, listen, Jaeger, is that your name? I don't know. You look familiar to some of us. I think I've seen you before. And
He's
we're like,
essentially-
look,
Everybody learned about his backstory too.
You're like Steve Jobs or something.
He's like Tony Stark.
He's like Tony Stark, and he
1960s
fell
Tony
in love
Stark.
with a...
So, Howard Hughes.
Richard, go away.
Yeah.
Come in here.
Howard Stark.
And then while they were crying in the conference room, we all like decided to like step out to like have our moment. And then eventually they pulled us back into the conference where we started to try to convince him to hand over the control. And according to his word, he was destined to let the last line of defense of fucking Asgard fall.
Asgard, yeah.
Asgard fall. And we're like, yeah, let's lean into the word. I mean, it's gonna happen anyway.
I mean, look, you got your son back, and that was a part of the word, so, you know.
So,
So, like, we didn't flat out, like, convince him to turn against the Aesir, but
You didn't exactly convince him to try to fucking do anything.
well, I mean,
we're like, they freaking suck, so, like, they probably deserve it in the long run.
yeah.
And it's destined to happen anyway.
The crew basically convinced Jaeger to hand over a remote.
Yeah.
To the
to the direct TV.
Yeah, to the
automaton.
To the Vanir, the new Vanir.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we ...
Find
Lee Bao's dad.
Other dad.
Dad too.
The Titan, the tiger man.
The tiger half of Lee Bao.
Because supposedly
and we were like, okay, we can do that.
Not knowing
okay,
if
now
we could
give
do
us
that.
the remote. And we got the remote.
We made false promises, and then we went, and then Jaeger was like, I'm gonna fucking trick out your ride. And then we got back
he pipped our
pretty
ride.
quick.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
He made it speed.
And the dwarves were apathetic towards that, but hey, they get to leave.
Yeah.
Well, Dog was upset because he thought his creation was just so great as it is.
He thought it was pretty great as it is.
Mm-hmm. So
his sister, on the other hand, was like, "Shut up."
Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
So I think we like spent like the rest of the night there. Leaf continues her talk with Hel. Someone else fill this in for me because I was gone during some of this scene.
What happened was that they're talking. Hel made Leaf do shrooms. They went on a soul journey where Leaf, in the role of her sister, in the role of Hel, got to convince Leaf's actual sister to be a Scion, but Leaf's sister was like, no, pick her instead. I'm okay with dying. That she deserves it more. And so it kind of tied in all the visions that Leaf was having before.
And Hel
didn't Hel kind of shit on Leaf?
Oh yeah.
The entire time.
It kind of echoed something Wiley said earlier. Oh god, what did Wiley say? Something maybe she made the wrong choice. Something about Hel should have picked her sister.
She goes, the wrong kid died.
Yeah, so
Wiley was just spitballing.
Technically, it is true. Leaf was not the first choice. Leaf was the second choice.
Hel's second choice.
And Leaf found that out through the shroom trip, and Hel gave Leaf an ultimatum and basically said, "Okay, if you want your sister back, fine, you can have a piece of her back."
That's so fucked up.
It's the ghost storm.
And now Leaf has a new arm.
That's
to replace the missing one.
Her sister's.
That's her sister. The spectral leftover bits of her sister. And said that she'll get the rest if she can make every person on the planet shed a tear over the lost sibling.
Bitch. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a classic. What can you say?
If it's so sad, then then everybody would cry.
Everybody we all talked about Leaf's villain arc and killing more than half the planet. Less people to cry.
Yeah, we joked about that. Yeah. Cry. I can't. Well, you're dead now. Hate you. Cry. Okay.
Your ducks don't work.
You're fucking dead then.
Okay. And then everybody returned back.
We gave the controller to Rockman. He was like, yeah. He was like, finally. the last line of defense has fallen. It must suck for them to know that one of their own betrayed them. Johnny was like, haha, yeah.
Jay's
Haha, yeah.
So not, yep.
I'm gonna go take my tree back. And the Rockman was like, yeah, okay. Wizards!
And then now Johnny has
basically
2 stories.
Yeah, so it's now
2 stories.
So now it's a
How come
2-story.
Johnny's dad mom let them have 2 stories?
2-story pocket realm.
Because fuck you, I'm creating a new Yggdrasil tree.
Yeah, so basically there's one level that has the tree on it, and then there's a level below it that's attached by root structure.
Oh God.
Mm-hmm. So it's a
Jesus Christ.
a floating God
A
knows.
full-on like getting to be like a demi-plane at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Christ Almighty.
We're gonna get there sometime. I have to come up with the.
Just gotta keep getting.
Just have to
bits
keep
and
getting more.
pieces.
And then the stinger was everyone went home. And then the moment Jay got home, Puck ran over to Jay and was like, I know what I'm gonna do to get my 6th tail. And Jay was like, okay, what? And she's like, I'm gonna steal the Mona Lisa. And then Jay died inside.
She goes, I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
You.
A lot.
We all made that joke.
Yeah.
Pretty much, and that was the end of that.
Jesus Christ.
So there you go.
Cool.
So as of right now, Johnny has completed his long-term deed. We have 2 other long-term deeds before we go into the final long-term deed, which we all know is Wiley's story. So we have both Jay and Kiva to worry about as far as long-term deeds are concerned. We know what they are, but I just want to kind of give you guys that kind of summary as far as like the quest markers, the journal, if you will, is slowly getting ticked off. The visual journal. The other thing is that remember that you have to have a short-term goal every session. It needs to be something that you can theoretically complete in one session. If you're having trouble figuring it out, you can always make it a dice pool that you would like to roll. So I would like to roll this dice pool. I would like to use this power. I would like to do this. I want to talk to somebody. And,
Say I want to use my eye, but everyone says no to me.
Look, you can use your eye all you want.
Everyone
Just
says
don't
Disallowed.
do it to me.
Everyone says no. I made this like 5-dot relic, and no one wants me to.
When did I say no?
Really quick question though. Everybody can hear the music, right?
Yes.
Now I can.
Hold on, I'm deaf. Hold on. Okay, now I can hear it.
I just want to make sure that everybody can hear it, not for any particular reason or anything like that, but
It kind of sounds
like a particular reason, maybe.
Wait, music where?
On roll 20.
On roll 20.
It says nothing's
It
playing.
stopped again.
Oh,
yeah.
there it goes.
Clear waters.
Cool. That's Jay's playlist, really quick.
J list.
But what I do want to do is start with one of you, specifically Jay. Obviously, at any point in time, I would like to say that you guys can be in the same space with each other. We want to treat this kind of like episodic, and because you all have the ability to transverse time and space, you know what I mean? You can travel across vast spaces. You have poker chips that allow you to teleport instantly to each other. The idea of like, I'm not there doesn't necessarily have to apply. You could be there if you wanted to. If you wanted to go visit your friend, if you wanted to go visit somebody, one of your bandmates, which by the way, I don't know if you guys noticed on the Conca, I also made you guys an organization.
Oh no.
So you guys are all...
What are we called? What are we called? Fear.
Don't fear. It is there in...
The Lost Boys?
No.
Ridiculous 6.
No.
The Lucky 4?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. You've been calling us that for a while.
Yeah.
I just wanted to I wanted to let you guys know that was something that I did call you. So if you want to interact with any of your fellow lucky ones, you can just say so. So even though we are doing a scene with Jay there, if you want to say that you're there because you want to hang out with Jay or you want to, do something like that, you can. The distance in this kind of sense, unless it's really important that distance is going to matter, is not going to really matter when we're in like between scenes and these pocket scenes and stuff like that. So just want to kind of reiterate to you guys that just because you guys live in vastly different locations, as far as your home base is concerned, you still are able to, if you would like to, be in each other's proximity, be in each other's spaces whenever you would like to. So even though Jay is returning and being told by Puck, yes, I would like to steal the Mona Lisa, if you want to be here for this shenaniganery, you totally can. So I just want to reiterate that, especially for you, Taylor, considering that we know that your story's happening last. So you really can kind of go wherever you want. And same thing with you, Johnny, since you just finished yours. It's kind of like now you're free to kind of...
Johnny has to ensure a bunch of kids that they're not going to die again.
Yeah, that's probably fair. So for Jay, Puck leaves you with that wallop of a suggestion, and she doesn't really give you time to really respond before she goes back to her to the sofa with a giant sheet of paper that she has obviously drawn the Louvre in crayon, so that she can plan this amazing heist.
Just imagine her little paws. It's just like stuck in between like the crayon so she can draw.
She's sandwiching them like this and then just like...
So that is definitely happening. And
go for it.
And right when you feel like you're about ready to like say something, maybe mention something or whatever, your phone finally reaches the signal that it desperately needed, because there's no signal in Helheim.
Yeah.
And you get message after message of voicemail after voicemail.
Okay. He picks up his phone to kind of quickly scroll through.
Oh yeah, like you're getting messages from like Hokulani and Micah asking where you are.
The message that was the furthest away from where we are now, how many days ago is it?
Good question. I would say that it would probably be 27 days.
Oh god. Oh no. Jay goes like, I mean, Jay's pretty fucking pale as it is. He goes like 3 shades paler, and I guess like he checks.
It's a multiple of 9.
Yay. He checks if there's anything that's, I guess, dire as he's like slowly following Puck.
That's enough for a missing persons report. They assume that probably you're doing something important or whatever, but nothing dire. Notable though, you do see a voicemail from Belle Dandy.
Oh, interesting. I know it's narratively appropriate to play that. So he'll
delete.
He'll put it on to listen to as he kind of is like wandering after Puck, because I'm assuming she like beelined it back inside.
Oh yeah, she's got stacks of like McDonald's like fry cartons and shit like that to represent like different things, and she's moving it around like chess pieces. It's funny. Just imagine it's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just gotta make sure no one else follow me. Hey, Jay, it's Belle Dandy. If I sound a little quiet, I'm sort of wondering if I'm being tailed at the moment. Don't know if they're stalkers or something worse, but...
He stops.
Just want to see how you're doing, Things have been, well, things haven't really been quiet where I am. Been working with the songbirds mostly. We've been trying to stop threats before they even start, and thankfully they've listened to me a few times. Asher and I kind of had to go to Italy again, which is weird because have you ever watched Batman: The Brave and the Bold? Like, there was this guy that hold up a sec, hold up. This might get loud.
Just does this with his phone. That's weird.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Those guys following me? Actually attackers, had knives, tried to kill me. Just had to bust out Bird of Prey, kinda held it a little too long and I'm a little lightheaded. Whoa. Whew. Anyway, oh, yeah, Italy. He had me, Asher, and Royce, redo the whole, like, Batman the Brave and the Bold episode, if you ever watched it, with Neil Patrick Harris as the Music Meister, but it was all in Italian, and then all of us somehow knew to sing in Italian instead of English, but luckily we saved the day. Asher and I had this moment, and it's fine, but, like, anyway, I wanted to check on you all and see how you were doing. I haven't heard from any of you in a while, and honestly, between me and you, I don't think things are going to get easier. I think something is on the wind that is actually going to make things worse. And I think the songbirds are ready for it. I think I'm ready for it. But I want to know if you guys are. And I'm worried. I'm worried about you guys. Call me back or text me whenever you get this. Okay? Hope you're safe. Tell everyone I said hi. Bye.
Bye. Just kind of like slowly like pulls the phone back, and I think like to kind of summarize Jay's thoughts and feelings about that is that he thinks about what Bethany said in terms of how the apocalypse is supposed to happen. So I think he kind of worries about that.
Yeah, just bad things are just happening in quick succession of each other.
And for like the briefest of moments, his hand goes back to where his hairpiece is. But he shakes his head from looking, and goes to follow after Puck. We'll just say, as a sidebar, he probably calls Beldandy later. And he'll go, Puck, hey, I don't think, I don't. Why the Mona Lisa?
Well, I saw this movie.
The Da Vinci Code.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And I thought it was cool.
Da Vinci. And he kind of like crouches down a little bit to see her work, and I think he feels bad because I'm assuming her little map's probably kind of accurate.
Yeah, probably because she's been looking at pictures of the place, and then she just draws the map, like an overhead map. But she doesn't have like any of like the important stuff, like the back rooms or like delivery locations.
I don't think she used her VPN.
Yeah,
So you might get a knock on your door.
FBI, open up!
But if you look really, really close down the pyramid, you can see Mary Magdalene's corpse. All the way down.
And as long as you see the rose-colored cornerstone or whatever the fuck it was, he kind of like, he tips his head to the side and he goes, and why do we want to steal the Mona Lisa specifically?
Ooh, I thought it would be cool.
I think, stealing the Mona Lisa, I don't think it's gonna have as big of an impact.
It's like the most recognizable painting.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do with it once you have it? it's not like you can sell it or anything because everyone in the black market's gonna know where it is, and then it's just gonna sit in a dark place somewhere, and no one's gonna be able to appreciate it. Besides, I'm pretty sure Italy gave that to France, like purposely. Why don't you try stealing something that was stolen from a place unlawfully? Like, there's plenty of things that were stolen, from like Egypt and other cultures, and they don't have the power to get that kind of stuff back.
Puck will lean back and like lean up against the couch because she's been sitting on the floor and like have her legs out and sort of look like just I'm baby, like spread out with crayons on her hands, and she's just like thinking.
Like the Rosetta Stone, or the Buster Nefertiti, or no, Tutankhamun's thing is actually still in Egypt, I think.
Why?
Because it's not only stealing and making a public display of it, but you're also gaining favor with the people who were wronged.
Why do I want that?
Because I think he crouches down all the way and kind of like sets his elbows on the counter or whatever, coffee table. Because once you get your sixth tail, I think that you're gonna need friends outside of just, us. And if you make friends with people in high places, they'll be able to do favors for you. You can't be Swiper and not know people that are gonna help Swiper. I know he's your favorite.
Kinda is.
Swiper. She's like, Swiper, yes, swiping.
I don't get why he stops after 3 times.
I think it's because if they did it anymore, it might get monotonous for a kid's show.
Okay, so what kind of friends do you have outside of the group?
Well, there's the songbirds. Remember them?
Mm-hmm.
And, well, I haven't mentioned it yet, but we made friends with somebody else from the Aesir. Right, Liebel? He looks to see if he's anywhere there.
He's eating the fries that were thrown aside on her map because she was using the fry carton as the, I don't know, one of a piece of artwork.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Yes, these are stale. How long have these been out here?"
I mean, I've been working on this for at least a week.
We'll help you make another one with a different museum or place wherever you're planning on stealing something from. But we have friends there, and we made friends with some more Jotun, and there's the Amazons, and well, I haven't met my other 2 uncles yet, but being friends with more dragons, can help. And then I'm sure whoever's friends with Wiley or Johnny or Kiva, it's a big collective support net. And you'd be helping building your own. That's if Inari comes after this, but that's a problem for future us.
I don't know what to steal. I thought I had a pretty solid idea with the Mona Lisa.
Kind of leans forward and he's just again, it's not really stolen, it was given.
Well, then if we're going to steal something else, we need to restart all the research.
We can do that. If not, I can hire people to do that.
Hire people to come up with a heist?
I mean, not come up with a heist, but come up with maps or security footage or business trade routes that go in and out of the city.
Do you think that that's an appropriate use of charity funds?
No. I think this will be more of a favor.
Jay gets arrested for embezzlement. Let's go.
I mean, Jay has his own money too, but all the tonight's money is his own money. The charity's money is his own money.
Yes, he's already figured out how to make LLCs.
Or other people have figured out how to make LLCs for him. But yeah, I'll think of something for you to steal that will benefit someone else, and we'll go from there, okay? I promise I'll make it super fun, and Lee Bell will help.
What?
I mean, how else are we supposed to get in?
I'm not helping steal something.
But if it's going back to where it belongs...
Depends on the item.
Is there anything you think would be cool to steal that might be super, iconic?
The moon?
He blinks.
I saw it in a movie once.
I don't think we can put a lasso around the moon. Something.
Let's bring the Bass Pro Shop pyramid back to Egypt, where it belongs.
To the true Memphis.
Back to Memphis.
Oh my god, please. That's where we tie in Bass Pro Shop.
God damn it.
To return the Bass Pro Shop to the people.
Bass
Listen,
Pro
you
Shop.
can always
The Bass Pro
Go
Shop
for
is a
it.
liminal space.
God, yeah, it's its own
You could-
little space.
It's Wiley's favorite liminal space.
I'm saying we
could
gotta go there
always-
for an Egyptian god quest. Like, shit.
What?
You could always steal a bunch of money from Jeff Bezos.
I put a hot
No.
take in the Zoom chat, but like...
Me too.
We need to steal the money from Elon Musk instead. Because he's the richest man in the universe right now, apparently.
And just throw them in the trash. Who
Either
cares?
way,
they're dead in this universe.
There's a lot
We
of
killed them.
There's a lot of things. Right now, she needs to do something that's like countrywide scandalous trick. Worldwide is different.
You know what she could
The
fucking do is she could help
Declaration
this.
of Independence.
She could help the Dems steal this fucking election.
But it's 2021
She gets
already.
800,000 people registered to vote.
She casts a bunch of ballots in the names of the dead.
Miss Stacey Abrams doesn't
You just
exist in this
imagine-
universe. Podcast to step up.
You just imagine Pug with like a bag full of like fake ballots. She's just stuffing them.
Trump was right. It was all Puck's fault.
Okay.
He-
Lee Bao will shake his head and just say, maybe you need to go to college.
Like UCLA again? I don't think they're gonna like seeing us go back there.
Maybe not UCLA, but you can go to a different college. Maybe there's a teacher that can tell you something.
I guess I can go to school. I mean, obviously he can go to UH, the University of Hawaii. They have a huge...
Guys, let's steal the adoration of the mystic lamb.
We'll steal the Ark of the Covenant while we're at it.
If
Hey,
you,
you know the
find
professor
it.
we're going to go see is Dr. Henry Jones Jr.
God damn it. But, yeah, I'll ask Micah about that kind of stuff, and I'll head over there. And, he'll stand and he'll help Pap, Lee Bao. Thanks for the idea. You can, I know you probably need a lot of decompression time, so, I'll just go.
fine.
Okay, be fine and eat fries.
These fries are a week old.
Get new fries.
Did somebody say fries?
Jay sighs.
She's gained like 100 pounds.
No.
Since
Wait,
you've
how
been
she
gone.
hasn't seen these like a week ago? Like,
I know, how the fuck did Puck or did Bun
she's
contain
fucking
herself?
table height at this point. So like,
Maybe she has standards and she won't eat them if they're already cold.
Because there's no realistic way you can reheat those. Like there's
no, that would be a fucking
Reheating
noodle.
French fries is impossible.
there's no good way
Literally.
to do it.
Yeah.
It would
It
turn
tastes
into a
like
soggy noodle. Soggy, greeny noodle.
And if she wanted soggy noodles, she'd go to the ramen shop.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Jay will kind of let everybody kind of commiserate over food. Yeah, I guess I'll...
Puck will stop you for a second.
And you promise that the others are gonna help.
Yeah. Again, if we're stealing something that's gonna help someone else, I think everyone will be a lot more willing to help.
Can we still have costumes like the movie?
You mean like Persona 5?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I don't know if Wiley's gonna help.
Wiley already wears a costume.
No, I think that's just what Wiley wears, but I'll see if he'll help. I'm not sure though.
And we'll close the scene for the moment there.
Mm-hmm.
It's true, Wiley does wear a costume. He's Yeehaw.
He's dressed like that his whole life.
Wiley, I know that you...
Speaking of.
I know that you, as Wiley as the character, has probably had a lot of long things. He has the opportunity to hang out with Johnny if he wants to, or to return home. What is it that Wiley ends up doing? Because I know that during the compass scene, there was a moment where you may or may not have had a connection with Johnny. But you also have a lot of things to think about as far as what was the conclusion of that episode of the arc.
Yeah.
And how much Johnny was on board with it too.
Wiley will stick around for a bit.
In Neverland?
Yeah.
Well, Neverland, for Johnny and Wiley, has returned to its liminal space in nothingness and everything is at the same time. Again, time is squiffy for you guys when you're in liminal space. So while, as we all know from Jay's point of view, 27 days has passed, and from Kiva's point of view, if Kiva returns home or over to her pad, right, her London pad, or wherever you decided to stay, you'll know that 27 days have passed. But here in liminal space, it's still just like,
what the hell knows?
Not even yesterday when you guys basically handed a remote control to a bunch of Jotun who are ready to breach the gates of Asgard when the time is right. Which for all you know, based on what Jaeger has said and the way that everybody talks, or the way Hell has talked about Ragnarok, and the way that Jaeger talks about Ragnarok, it's like
The apocalypse.
Well, for them it's Ragnarok. Remember, they're Aesir. For them, this is like the sign of the times, or a sign of something bad coming this way. And whether or not you actively or passively worked on this, you did to cause this to happen. So that's kind of like probably your headspace. But for Johnny, you are there is new space in which you must...
entire floor.
There's an entire floor in which you need to expand, and the first thing you need to do is make sure that there's like appropriate staircase that leads down to this second floor, which, lucky for you, right now, Dog and Orbella is going to assist with the construction of at least some stairs.
Thank God.
And leave you to decide what you want to expand upon later. But once they finish those stairs, they're going to want to check out what Midgard's all about. You know what I'm saying. You know what I mean, right? And probably drive their tank around. Probably on
Johnny's not going to stop them. So, like,
probably on the highway.
That's not Johnny's problem. That's everyone else's. That's perfectly fine.
Who needs a driver's license?
Right? Who needs a license plate or it's just a tank?
It's just
not me.
It's just a tank. Anyway,
it's just a tank.
Most of the kids are definitely tangible as ghost children can be, obviously. But the Neverland
so very tangible.
Yes, as tangible as they are in Neverland, they are able to kind of, there's no more of that weird squiffy transparency Back to the Future, oh no, I'm getting erased from time kind of situation. They are ready to start with the regular camp festivities or, you know, activities. We're doing the games, we're doing the fishing, we're doing cooking, building fires, making fires, starting fires,
learning how to put fires out when they get out of control.
Learning how to
rapidly putting fires out,
yeah.
And then we start another fire.
Yeah, those things are definitely happening in those little groups and stuff like that. But overall, things feel like they're looking up.
They're looking up. It's great. Johnny's probably like taking some time from helping building a staircase, because at first they just had a rope that goes down. A rope with some like unsafe like fucking planks of wood on it. But it was something to grip on.
It was a rope ladder. It was just that crazy. Yeah. That's that rope ladder.
Riley just looks at it like, I don't
like it's not safe at all. If you move your ankle like a certain way, the nail will go into your ankle.
Or if you like accidentally if you put your leg through the rung, you will hang from it, and that's it. You're just there now.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And because most of the children are already dead, it won't happen.
Yeah, it's fine. It's more like
anyways,
it's more like thrilling and rather than dangerous for them.
Right.
If normal humans were in here, then yes, it would be dangerous. But
okay.
Wiley, where are you at in Neverland? Exploring the second level or hanging out of the first one?
He's probably supervising the staircase construction, and when Johnny like starts doing something wrong, he's like, here, let me show you. And he'll get down and show Johnny, and then let Johnny try, and if he doesn't get it, we'll correct, and kind of just this learning, trying to teach Johnny a little bit of construction.
How to move your thumb out of the way when you're gonna like bring a hammer down on it.
I feel like Johnny goes to do that at one point, and Wiley, just using his like crazy reflexes, just grabs the hammer.
And so then he's just like doing this, like he's like, where'd the hammer go?
Yeah. Why don't we take a break for a minute? I have a few things I'd like to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And he'll just like stare down at the one plank that he was feeling like super good about, because like Dog was letting him like use a power tool at one point.
That's dangerous.
Dog and Wiley are like,
I will say that the power, whatever qualifies as a power tool in Dog's arsenal, definitely looks like it can also double as a torture device. In that
I can't get burned. It's fine.
In that it may or may not backfire at any point in time in an explosion of shrapnel.
Sounds fun.
Just letting you know that everything that Dog creates needs to be refined. So it's and Orbella is the one that refines it. That's the best way to describe it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Poor Taylor. They've been ripped away.
Taken from us. You know, I've been staring at that Stitch head that's in the back on Taylor's bed.
Yeah, it's just squished in the corner.
Sorry, he was being bad.
Oh.
He got banned.
Banned from the outside.
Yeah. Bad man. But Wiley will kind of just go take you off to the side and kind of lean up against the tree, or part of the tree, and kind of cross his arms. No, bad word, man. And sorry, and kind of raise an eyebrow at you for a minute, kind of thinking. And you'll see his yellow eyes kind of flick around in thought. Why would you say your word back there?
Well, I didn't feel like it. And he'll like pick at his like jacket, like pretending that there's like a leaf or something on it.
Look. I saw the way your eyes moved when it was brought up, and I don't think it was a matter of wanting to. I think it's a matter of you're afraid to.
Why would you say that?
When the rock guy said something about when they realized when one of their own betrayed them, you looked down and you looked up and you looked down and you looked to the side and you kind of held yourself for a minute and tapped your fingers on your arm.
He's just like fidgeting at this point.
It was
just trying to figure out not to do
just
any
like that.
I love how open-ended that accusation was, that it would apply to so many different Aesir characters in that moment.
Johnny, you feel like his eyes are staring right through you. These awful golden eyes.
Amazing.
And he's just looking down at you with there's no judgment.
Yeah.
It's just, he pointed something out. And he saw it and he asked about it. Now, I understand the trepidation. Things are sensitive, but...
Well, everyone has their role. I just don't know exactly what mine tried to say.
What, is it bad?
I wouldn't say that it's bad.
Vague would be a better description of what it is.
Ooh, let me guess. So Jasper's been trying to teach me about these tarot cards? Or tarot? Is it kind of like, I think the first one, or 0, is the Fool?
I'm pretty sure it's a root that they got in Hawaii.
Shut the fuck up.
Great
means
tuber.
A card? Like
you could
like
go
a
either way.
card?
No, I'll show you later. But is yours kind of the thing where it's like, this could go one way or the other? Like it could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how you...
Well, it was pretty
How
big.
about
So like
this?
I just
If it's
have
vague-
to try my best to do good.
Wiley will get closer, and he'll look down at you.
Now feels small.
Oh, Richard didn't like that. Did you hear him?
That was a noise.
What was that?
Is that the noise that fucking Johnny makes?
Probably.
The
Hold
noise
on.
of fear.
Let me kick him back out and hope he doesn't get in trouble again. Go. Go. You're being annoying. Go away. Go.
It sounded like a door.
Yeah.
No, that was him.
He's
Promise.
fucking something.
He just sounds like that, and I don't know why his squeaker box sounds like that. Wiley will kind of, not necessarily intending to intimidate you.
Well, he's gonna take a step back regardless.
He'll stay where he is. Well, if it's vague, then why don't you tell me?
It was a while ago. I don't exactly remember all the details. I mean, it was like a dream, so
Hey, Johnny. Are you lying?
Yeah. But, why you ask?
Roll to lie.
Do I have to roll to lie? I mean, one of my...
I guess.
One of my
Would you
inherent...
I guess, tell me what you got that would make it so that you didn't have to roll if you have.
So, my innate power of deception. Other characters face a +3 complication on all empathy rolls and assess attitude rolls against you.
So,
if they don't spend enough successes to overcome the complication, you choose the result they get.
Okay, so you still would need to roll it to deceive, and that would be the TN, but that would be the target number. But then, not only do you have the target number that you have to try and accomplish, but let's have you roll to determine what our target number is going to be, and then that +3 complication. So you'd have to roll exceptionally well. Probably is my guess, but okay, so okay,
1.
Okay, so it's the TN is, to be fair, the way that Johnny's acting makes sense, right? He's like, I don't remember that.
I don't really know.
I just start blinking a whole bunch.
Word, I don't know her. Like,
Word?
Come on.
Like, what is that? But okay, so Wiley, you need to roll an empathy check. Okay. Probably an empathy plus either a social or a mental stat. You need to beat a difficulty 1, complication 3. You can probably get the success, probably, but you need to buy off the complication 100% to know for sure that Johnny is being duplicitous. If you do not buy off the complication, then
I ain't gonna buy off shit, I can tell you that one.
If you can't buy off the complication, you will succeed in knowing that he's being duplicitous, but you don't know about what specifically. You'll be unsure about the specifics of that duplicitness, that deception that Johnny is trying to do. And Johnny technically can determine maybe, I feel unsure, not necessarily about this part, but like about something else. And then you kind of divert that conversation. That's kind of how that would roll. So what 2 skills are you rolling? What's your skill pool?
You told me I have to roll empathy, and that's 0 fucking die.
Plus either a social or a mental stat.
Can I do cunning?
Yeah, you are trying to be a little cunning. You're trying to be a little cunning in your ability to get this information.
Richie, come here.
This cat is being a naughty boy.
It's being a
You
criminal.
can't go in there.
This cat. Throw him on the bed.
It's wild
He's
hours.
being bad.
It's wild.
Sorry.
It's funny bitch hours.
I just saw my mom point a finger at him aggressively, and it made me laugh.
Beam of
I'm
energy
rolling
shot out from the fingertip.
Unlimited
Finger
power.
of
Roasted
death.
the cat.
1 success.
Okay, so
Fucking.
I suck.
you can.
We both do.
I mean, so what you can do, Var, is you can tell us what Wiley thinks you're being duplicitous about. Obviously, you want to be duplicitous. You want to say, oh, yeah, it's not about the word, it's about something else. So what other subject do you think you can say that could explain your nervousness, your anxiety, your shaky voice and stuff like that? What do you think you can give to Wiley to kind of divert that attention? Like, I'm not being shady about this. I'm being shady about this completely other thing.
I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about this.
They are nervous about having to do good because they might not think that they can.
What do you mean? Like, be a good boy? Like, a good noodle?
Like, be a good noodle and do good noodle things.
Yeah, so Wiley, so you're trying to suss out whether or not Johnny is lying to you. And you know Johnny is lying to you because you got the success. You just don't know about what. And then you get this feeling that Johnny is concerned about his morals. Sort of like, am I capable of doing good? Is what I'm doing a good thing? So this is a perfect opportunity to tell Johnny what the right thing to do is. If you want.
Hold on, let me put on my spicy music real quick.
Or you can
Spicy music.
You can frame it however you want, but that's kind of what the concern is specifically.
Is that the spicy music?
This is Wiley's playlist, by the way. So
Wiley will kind of sigh and smile and shake his head. Honey, you're concerned about being good, doing the right thing.
Yeah.
The right thing is, let me rephrase that. The right thing depends on who you're asking, right? So what you think is the right thing may not be the right thing for someone else, and vice versa. Well, now I ain't the one to be talking about doing the right thing, but I think what you're doing for the kids seems to be pretty damn good. I think me doing what Indra asks and making a shrine to him is the right thing. And I think whatever metal snake we're going to take down is the right thing. But just know, sometimes you got to do the wrong thing. And he'll kind of bare his fangs and step closer to you.
He'll stand his ground this time.
He's just looking down at you, kind of amused.
So you're saying sometimes we have to do a bad thing so we can do good things?
Ultimately, yeah. As a Scion, as someone who's on the path to godhood, ultimately, it's up to us to make a few judgment calls.
Yeah, I
like with the Titans. For example, the Titans. If their morals ain't good, they ain't doing good things, they ain't cutting it. Can't keep them around.
This music's so good right now.
Same with any of us. Other Scions. They don't have good intentions in mind, or yeah, you do a bad thing every now and then, but
What about the Titans that we dealt with yesterday? Did we do a good thing by, well, getting Neverland back?
He'll kind of think for a minute. Well, it was good for you. It was good for them. Probably wasn't good for the Aesir, but ain't there something beautiful about the big people falling? I'll just laugh. I can't. Bill Cipher, ha ha ha. Not really. It's kind of an evil laugh. I can't evil laugh.
And they go.
He just suddenly pulls out this wine swirling villain laugh. Not really. Yeah, that's.
Just comes out.
I was waiting.
The Indra comes out. God.
Sorry.
Look. This is all just a game anyway. It's a big old hunt. Way I look at it. You just set the stage for a particularly big hunt. There ain't a shame in a little bit of a hunt, a little bit of fun.
I guess not.
He'll shrug, though.
It's kind of like a balance between things.
Exactly. That's why it's okay to do bad things sometimes.
Yeah. Right.
Sometimes, dare I say, it feels good to be bad.
Me bad. Feel good. Oh, I was thinking how bad me be, like the Onceler meme. How bad
That's
me
not
be.
the name of the section. It's not how bad
I know,
me
but
be.
it's a meme. It's a meme. It's like how bad me
be.
Anyway,
he's not a fucking chimpanzee.
I think that's a good place to. Can we add to the momentum pool given the word? You are acting towards your word? Is that part of it?
I mean, this entire scene kind of sounds like that. It's like acting towards the word.
Yeah.
All right, Kiva, time to spend in the momentum pool.
Oh, can I say one more thing as Wiley?
Sure, you can say one more thing as Wiley.
He will look down at Johnny and kind of. I don't want this to come off as sleazy. He'll nudge Johnny's chin up to look at him, and he'll say, I think you're going to be quite the catalyst for some good and bad things.
His eyes just blown wide at this. And Wiley can start to see red flood his face.
And then
You'll
you
see
probably
those fangs flash again.
And before Wiley could do anything, maybe for a moment, Johnny, you feel like Wiley was about ready to consume you, much like the wolf Fenrir would consume Odin.
Oh god.
And you hear Vor. You hear one of the kids call out your name, asking you to help to put out a fire that baby started.
That baby started.
Baby doesn't know baby's name, so baby's baby. Wiley will jump back quickly. Just kind of like when you start running towards a dog and it kind of jumps back.
Yeah, I'll be right there.
Well, I'll just keep that in mind.
Yeah,
go take care of your kids.
Yeah.
And he'll
start nodding and like quickly walk away.
Yeah.
He'll wink at you, and then he'll flip the coin and catch it, and he's gone. Like the poker chip.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty cool. That's
pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, my guy. Hey.
And you swear you hear thunder as he leaves.
Nice.
Johnny's terrified and walking out.
Oh my god.
Mark me down as scared and horny.
Fucking Johnny's gay panic right now.
Johnny is in the midst of gay panic because he hasn't technically, like, he skipped puberty, so he already has it all going on right now. You know, it's just...
Yeah, it's funny magic thing.
It's funny magic, and you know,
Scorpions
only live for a year, so it's kind of like, hey...
He's already exceeded the expectations.
They live
Right.
depending on what breed they are.
But let's go over...
We're talking about breeding and Vord, the same episode.
And it all has to do with my character.
No.
What have I done?
Hey, Kiva!
Forgot Kiva had the Undertale music.
This one's called Farms. Anyway, Kiva, you, I assume, return back to, like, your, like, where you and your band kind of reside, kind of stick around, and after all, your debut is just right around the corner. But as well as your debut being right around the corner, the challenge still lingers. Hercules challenged you to a race of 3 trials. And
you've been gone for a month.
No.
I think, yeah. Oh, no, please, go ahead.
I was going to say, no worries, though. Because when you do eventually return, maybe exhausted from your trip to Helheim and having to deal with the fire and brimstone of that location, ready to wash it off or what have you, Lindy stops you from, I guess, making it to the bathroom, because you just kind of were like, all right, I gotta take the boots off and fucking get the fuck out of here. I was in a tank for days, you know?
Yeah.
I was in a location for a while.
They took me to the secondary location, but goddamn, did I make it back?
Before Lindy, like, she stops you to sort of say, hey,
Sorry, it was a hell of a long trip. I smell like brimstone and copper.
Yeah. And you smell like, I don't know, snakes.
Right. Not the word serpent, the other one. The world eater serpent. Are they the? I'd have to talk to someone. But yeah, snakes, and not the good kind.
Well, maybe you should actually just go.
Yeah. What? Sorry. Hi. Hi.
Hi.
I'm gonna go. I'll be
right
back. Yeah, and then we can.
When you're done. When you're done, we found something for you.
Oh, really? What is it?
I thought you were gonna go shower.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Right. She goes.
Probably for the best.
Yeah.
But you probably clean off the filth of the adventure and what have you. Get rid of that stench and whatnot, and return back to the group, who are, I would say, Jordan's not there, and neither is Penny. But Jack is sitting with a computer on her lap, like a laptop, and Lindy and her are gesturing towards some things on the screen. You can hear the sound of Hercules on what you presume to be some sort of YouTube channel or YouTube video, celebrating his win as he has promptly destroyed and hunted several Nevian lions, just to show how cool he is, obviously. If you dare to even spare a glance at the video, he will be holding up the remains of these lions, 2 in each hand, just holding it up, taking a picture like a modern day Chad Gaston.
I don't believe it. You know, that dentist kills one lion, everyone goes into a fucking uproar, and this guy's got 1 million views. It doesn't matter. Sorry, I've been away for a lot longer than I thought. How's everything been?
Jack will click away from the video and say, "Not to worry. I mean, we've been handling PR just fine.
What does that mean?
Well, considering that you've been missing and we still have to do our debut tour, we just started spinning something about, Kiva's looking for challenges to labors or... Anyway, we've been trying to make it seem like you've been working really hard on a very, very big thing."
Right. Did you have any details of the big thing, or?
Lindy will shrug and say, "Well, considering what you did with the belt, you kind of undid one of his labors. So, we were thinking maybe you can undo another one."
Right, yeah, like flip it back, undo some of the damage. I don't know about bringing lions back to life, if that's what you're thinking.
They both kind of shrug, because really no one really knows what your potential is as a child of a death god and a fertility goddess. Because, you can go either way, technically. But Lindy will say, "Well, I don't know if this is going to be a complete undo, but you might be able to clean some of the shit he left behind."
Like this one, not any other ones who's come before.
Jack will say, "This is technically one that's come from one before."
Right, well, they're all the same, aren't they?
Might as well be. They're all jerks.
So what did you find?
Well, have you ever heard of a town called Tulufka?
What was that? Danish or something?
Russian.
Same, sort of. No, I haven't heard of it.
Well, no surprise there, because it doesn't exist anymore.
Not for Chernobyl.
And it's not.
Hercules did Chernobyl.
And it's not because of a nuclear fallout.
Let me bring back the share the elephant's foot and gain
There you go.
1,000.
Well, what was it? You're saying Hercules or one of his incarnates destroyed a town? I don't think that was one of the labors.
When you start getting into more modern times, the labors can mean anything, as long as they feel like they fit within the spirit of the labor. So, technically, they get a little bit more symbolic as time goes on.
As long as it has to do with killing or stealing, I suppose.
And Hercules did a lot of that to this town.
Killed the Romanov family.
What happened there?
Lindy will sort of take the laptop from Jack, who sort of like holds her webbed hands out and just kind of shrugs. And Lindy will turn it around towards you to sort of point towards sort of like maybe like a dossier that they have
Ooh.
that they have written up for you. Figured that this would help. This town...
It's like Mission Impossible and all that.
Well, I don't think it's gonna be impossible.
No, like the film, like it's like proper spies and stuff.
Well,
Sorry, what is it?
We're not doing any spying. This town, an incarnate of Hercules, he flooded it.
What? Why?
Well, we don't know exactly, but the town was flooded to make way for a copper mine.
And so what? One deluge and everyone dies, or did he have the courtesy to evacuate them first? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Right now, the place is a completely abandoned, wiped off the map. But there are rumors that it's haunted.
Well, I'd imagine just suddenly being drowned would leave all sorts of unfinished business.
Haunted like one of those terrifying Russian video games. Says Jack as they lean back. Since you are what you are, maybe with some friends, like a reaper of sorts. Or, what's the word, Lindy? Psychopomp. You might be able to free the ghosts from their watery grave. And sort of clean up the shit that Hercules left behind.
Tell me, is that mine still active?
No. Hercules used it up. Most of the copper, I imagine, was probably used for shell casings. It was flooded back in World War I.
Right, yeah. This is good. It's exactly what we need to stick it to that bastard. Good work.
Well, we want you to win.
Right. Yeah. I do too. You know, if anything, just to get back at him, but sorry. I will say internally, kind of what is going on is I think it's like she just showed back up, like literally just showed back up, and then had to shower, and then came in here and it was business. And she hasn't seen or talked to people in a little while. And the fact that she kind of abstained from the compass, the fun little drinking game, she's got a lot of thoughts.
What Kiva's heart's greatest desire is.
Right, because she kind of refused to play along. She didn't want to know. She was afraid to know.
Well, you don't have to do it right now. If anything, I think Hercules is probably going to drink himself into a stupor for his successes.
Right, but I suppose we should try and get them wrapped up as soon as possible, seeing as I lost out on a whole month. Going to hell and back.
Was it fun?
No, not at all, really.
Bummer.
I mean, it was some of the places were like Vanaheim. I'd love to show you. Everyone, but we almost got eaten by Needhog, and there were giants and Black Death ooze.
Dealing with gods.
And we spent 9 days in basically a walking sauna.
Yeah, well, do you want to go eat?
Yeah, right. That'd be nice. Sorry, how have you been?
Just fine. And Jack is like looking at the two of you guys and your awkwardness and being like, well, I am going to go and get some takeout. I will return later, like an hour from now or 2 hours from now.
Okay.
Never mind. She was fishing for how long?
Yeah, right, yeah.
But you didn't get it. Kiva didn't get it, so she's just like...
But yeah, she just kind of like stands there for a minute and was just... So, what you want to get?
I could make something in the fridge.
Oh, yeah, if you don't have to. Not on my account. We could just get. No, that would be nice if you want to, which you don't have to, of course.
I mean, I asked, so.
Yeah, let's do that. Do you need like help?
You don't have to. I mean, you just came back, so I can just get it done really quick. And do you want a beer? I can get some beer from the fridge.
Look, we're just going to the same place, so we'll figure it out when we get there. And
I mean,
right?
It's just right over there. As she points to the
kitchen. Figure it out quick, and she just starts walking.
Let's kind of close out the scene for a second there. We'll come back to it. We'll come back to your gay panic later. Because there's enough gay panic, because I have to get to the other gay panic part.
Right. Of course.
So that way we can have, like, everybody's having gay panic this episode. I should have named it that.
Gay panic at the disco.
Gay panic at the disco. Okay, so...
Wait, isn't that normal panic at the disco, though?
You right.
That is true.
Really?
So Julian.
Yeah.
You guys. So you, and I suppose your follower is always going to be following you anyway, and he's choosing to because he doesn't know how to relax.
Sure.
And neither do you.
Nope, because it's anxiety days every day.
But you can take the van.
Oh man, for all time's sake.
I mean, you I guess, do you have another car? I figured Jay, even with his millions, would probably keep the van.
Yeah,
and just have the van as opposed to getting a secondary car because...
Well, no, the van doesn't talk to him no more.
Hey.
What happened to fucking Wick?
Wick went
can't talk to him anymore.
Wick went in Wiley's sign.
Bitch!
But Jay can't
talk to the commie anymore because he's not.
He's Shen now.
Well,
It's okay.
fuck you then.
It's temporary.
That headlight will never work again.
No. How I imagine it is that, yeah, sure, Jay still has the van and would probably prefer to do that and, like, act and look normal. But I assume that there are other vehicles for either the charity.
Sure, but those
tonight.
are work vehicles, and they're probably just like modest, like Toyota Camrys or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like they're modest cars. They're not.
They're probably there's something. I'll figure it out. It doesn't matter. But yeah, he'll take the van. And I think as they're going, I think Jay will kind of notice that Li Bao's there anyway, and then I guess as they're going to UH, which is further inland and up near the mountains, he'll probably get food along the way.
And just like I would expect, both of you guys are probably not going to be the one to say something first. Would you say that that's true, or do you think Jay would kind of cut it?
Music's scary.
I know, right? I think Jay would probably be quiet for a little bit as they eat. They probably got like hand rolls, something that's easy and accessible to have on the go. But I think like maybe like when Jay's done, kind of like taps the wheel and kind of like looks over and he'll say, so after we talked to this professor, I was gonna call Dad. And I was going to see if maybe he had some sort of information about your dad. I do want to do that. You know, I wasn't trying to say something to Jaeger just to get him to give us the controller. I know it's important to you too.
Li Bao will probably shove the hand roll inside his mouth as you're talking. Because it gives him time to think about it while he's chewing.
Sure.
Just trying to describe the way he acts.
Besides, traffic's horrible.
And I know that you didn't just say it. You're not that kind of person.
I mean, yeah, but sometimes things are good to say. And even though we just got back and we've been gone for a month, you know, I'm gonna talk to him about it. So it's one of the things on my mind.
Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The compass was right.
I mean, yeah, I guess if you weren't my follower, I guess you wouldn't have followed me to Helheim, and I guess you wouldn't have met your dad mom?
Yeah.
He nods because he remembers Johnny said it. So
Johnny said it first, so therefore that's the terminology that everybody uses.
Yeah.
Is he a dad mom or a mad dom?
Por qué no los dos?
It's just, you know, I'm not good with riddles, and I'm not good with fortunes and weird mystical nonsense.
I mean, I don't think anyone's really supposed to be good at that kind of stuff. I mean, if everyone was good at it, then I guess we'd have everything figured out until the end of time.
Right. I just thought when the compass pointed to my heart's desire.
Yeah?
I didn't think it was talking about that. Thought it was a...
I imagine like Jay is looking at Li Bao and he almost runs a red light. And then he just slams on the brakes and he goes, "Oh, sorry, shit,
Does
sorry,
he do
sorry."
a mom hand?
Huh?
Does he do a mom hand?
Probably. Tiny arm mom hands. Sorry. I should have been paying attention to the road.
Why aren't you paying attention to the road?
I was listening to you. I'm sorry. We're almost there. Just gotta turn into the college campus. At least I thought it was supposed to be about your parents, your mom, dad.
What's
mom.
the first thing that you think when you hear Heart's Desire?
He blinks once. Okay, point. He kind of pulls his hand back, and then the light changes, and then he kind of keeps driving. Is that what you think?
It's what I thought.
Well, maybe compasses mean more than one thing. And he turns. I mean, I'd hope that Wiley wouldn't want to. He kind of pauses for like probably a inordinate amount of time. I would hope Wiley wouldn't do something, just to get power. Or if it can be a different way of getting power.
I don't know, it seemed really inaccurate, but it ended up working in our favor, so I guess.
Can I roll an empathy on him?
What are you trying to seek?
Like, I want to, like, try to seek, like, is he trying to, like, fish for something, or is he, like, because, like, obviously, Li Bao said no good with word. So, maybe I can try to read between the lines.
Okay, difficulty 3.
Difficulty 3? Okay,
Everybody's been rolling shit, so...
this will be my first roll. So this would be a mental stat, right?
Use half the momentum pool.
Use half the. I mean, I guess I could. Yeah, we're gonna
Do it.
Not yet.
I'll use half the and then you guys can use the other half of the momentum pool
For a different scene.
for the difference. Yeah, and then we'll get 2 extra experience. So
Gaming the system one step at a time.
You're welcome.
Hey, you know what? I don't care. Whatever. By the end of this book, of this hero book, we're all gonna have 10 dice pools. Like,
and I didn't even have I didn't even have to use any of my knacks.
He's probably stuck on like wording. When one hears Heart's greatest desire, and he's thinking like romantic or some sort of like love related thing, because that's how books and that's how the stories kind of fit it. And probably when everybody was passing it around, he was like, that makes sense. Leaf loves their sister. That makes sense. And
Wiley loves power.
That makes sense.
Johnny loves revolution.
And when Jay, yours pointed to
nothing.
Everybody.
It just spun around.
It spun around. So that makes Li Bao think that you don't love anybody in that you didn't love anybody in that space, and the compass called him out, so now he feels stupid.
Oh no.
Because he was thinking that the compass was telling on him, but it wasn't, because it's about Heart's greatest desire, and okay, maybe my Heart's greatest desire was my family, and obviously Jay was going to take me to my family. I should have thought of that first. Why didn't I think of that first?
Please tell me I just hear this garbled mess inside my head. As he's staring.
You're more coming to that frazzled conclusion. Maybe in a less frazzled way, because you obviously can see through, like, that's the chaff, and you can kind of see to the crux of the issue, which is that Li Bao feels like the compass told on him, but it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But he still feels like he just told on himself.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Talking about this kind of, he called himself out by accident. Okay. It's a lot. Imagine like the car like goes into park, and as he's, you know, taking the keys out of the ignition, and he's about ready to get out of the car, I want to ping someone.
Okay, what are you gonna ask him?
You call it a lifeline?
What are you gonna ask?
Is this okay?
Left on red.
Yeah, right.
No response.
Is this technically a phone a friend or an ask the audience?
It's a phone a friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a phone a friend situation.
I mean, it could be an audience of one.
I mean, yeah, he hasn't done the lover's oath to anyone else yet, so.
It's more like my husband's boyfriend's buying McDonald's type thing.
It's
My girlfriend's boyfriend, or my wife's boyfriend, served in the army. It's like that bumper sticker.
I'm trying to find the best way to word it, and not it like the best way that he would word it. Are you okay? Would you rather it be me?
Oh god, that's an even worse question to ask back.
Damn.
Oh no, I don't know how to respond to that.
Well, you know, what you asked was also kind of a tough ask, too.
I was trying to make an easy answer.
Hello. Just because the art has been drawn does not mean that this is an easy sell. You know.
Okay, say that one more time.
Are you okay? As in, more like, are you lonely?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need me to be there for you? Like, do you need me? Would you rather have me there? So,
Okay, yeah, I understand.
Looking between the lines, it's, are you doing this because you're lonely? Would you rather have me instead? As in, do you care for this person like you would care, you know, do you care about this person independently? Or are you using this person as a
stand-in for him?
A stand-in.
Yeah.
A placeholder.
I think that's a good fucking thing because, like,
yeah, no, I
clearly he accepts, but it's more like, yeah, is it me you're looking for?
I think he'll kind of, again, as he's like getting out of the car, he'll say that he's fine, tired from the travel, because obviously he pinged off the map for almost a month.
Yeah.
To
him again.
Yeah, to a god, it's
to
like
a god. A month is what, like a blink of the eye. So
sure. And he'll say, he will say that he isn't sure if he feels independently, and that he would like to try to figure that out, but that he doesn't want to do anything outside of him. Like he doesn't want to do anything behind his back. If that makes sense.
Okay. The response that you get back, or at least the feeling that you get back, is don't reinforce that bond unless you're ready to.
Okay.
Don't name it because you'll want to keep it.
Yeah, don't feed them, then they'll come back.
So again, kind of in between the line kind of thought is the moment that you make the choice to embrace your follower in such a way, you'd be tying that, like the follower's already tied to your story, but you'd be tying them even more. Like the braid of that story, that legend, is going to be even tighter and therefore more unbreakable.
Mm-hmm.
And that can mean like a lot of things within like the lore.
Sure. I think Jay kind of nods as the door kind of clicks behind him, and he kind of like waits at the front of the car for Li Bao to kind of eventually wander.
Yeah, Li
out
Bao
there.
will eventually get in. He just has to make sure that his feet are not tiger shaped and that he puts his flip flops on.
Sure.
Because, you know, it's weird sometimes when somebody walks around with straight up tiger feet. So, you know, he transforms them a little bit.
With big old fucking paw pads.
He's got
Big paw pads.
he's got big feet, so he has to like change them to human feet, so that way he
It can fit in his
choose.
shoes with nice arch support.
Yeah.
I mean that doesn't stop Puck, but Puck's another enigma.
Puck is different because people see her as human.
That's true. Yeah. You're
Automatically, right. Like humans see her as human until the illusion is gone, and then they see her as a.
Only we see the monstrosity.
Just kidding. Yeah, literally, like
Only we see the monstrosity in high heels.
Legitimately, you guys are the only ones that see Puck as a giant fox.
Mm-hmm.
Most humans, when you're walking down the street with Puck and you're hearing her like try and shuffle in her heels,
you hear the yap yaps, but in your head,
and you hear like the yap yaps. What other people hear is,
oh my god,
oh my god,
you hear that instead.
And
they hear the other type of yapping.
They hear the other yapping. Yeah. So
right.
Whereas Li Bao has to actively like transform his form because he doesn't have an illusion form. He has to actively transform in a way, and even then it's not perfect, right? He still has that feral look about him. It's just enough to be able to put shoes on, and he wears long pants. Like that's kind of how he does it.
Sure. Yeah, when he kind of does he like come over to where he is, or is he
like he'll eventually shuffle on over.
Okay. Jay for like a moment like has like the look like he's doing something as if he's looking forward or back in time, but he's actually just really like stuck in the moment right now,
which is probably weird.
Which is very weird for him. And I think he like reaches out a hand, and if Li Bao will let him, he'll take his hand. And if he looks over, he's smiling.
Li Bao will kind of squint for a second. Are you sick?
No. I just figured you... I mean, if you don't like that... And he pulls his hand back.
No, it's fine.
Okay. Then... As we walk through the campus, tell me about your thoughts about maybe wanting to be a Scion.
I don't.
That might change, depending on when we find your dad. And, like, basically, like, we don't have to belabor that conversation or anything, but, like, Jay's kind of, like, using conversation to kind of make the action easier to accept.
Yeah, like you're making a connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. The conversation could be mostly summarized as you asking him, well, if you could be a Scion, what would you do?
Right.
And Li Bao's like, I don't want to be a Scion.
I mean, you could be a Titan Scion like me too.
You know, it's a lot of that. Like,
Yeah.
He's more content where he is right now than to be a Scion.
Sure.
But when we go to the university, Micah will introduce you to a professor, an art history professor that he has taken a class with. And Micah will warn you preemptively before you go into the office by saying, this guy really likes art.
I mean, I would hope if he's art history professor, yeah?
No, I mean, like, he's really passionate.
Like, kind of like leans over, like, that kind of passionate where, like, you know, every single, like, they got, like, mugs with, like, pieces of artwork on it? Or, like, are we talking more like the kind of guy that, like, buys artwork, like, all the time?
This guy looks like Miss Frizzle, but for art history.
That should be a good thing.
And he always talks about repatriation, so definitely the guy that you're looking for.
Definitely. Micah. And he kind of touches his shoulder briefly. It's like, thanks for helping me out at such short notice, and me, you, Hoku, we should get together sometime. Sorry I've been gone for so long.
Yeah, we can get some food.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be more hungry after this.
Okay. Lots of food then. Buffet.
Maybe barbecue or something.
And he'll give a thumbs up, and I'll get the group chat together.
Okay. Paps and...
By the way, you guys are also on the group chat.
Micah in all caps, Korean barbecue!
Hot pot, hot pot, hot pot, hot pot, hot pot, hot pot. Hot pot, hot pot, hot pot, hot pot.
It's just a wall of spam.
And then Kiva's like, well, I know what food we're getting.
Kiva will respond back, sorry, can't. Like, really fret. It's SPRRY.
Oh.
He's typing very fast.
I got plenty of hot pots back home.
Micah's just like, oh.
Wiley doesn't know what a hot pot is.
But, yeah, Jay will...
No, we have a hot pot over there, the one that's currently on fire.
And then no one shows up. It's fine.
Johnny takes a picture of the pot on fire.
He'll explain to you the miracles of hot pot.
But yeah, Jay will kind of go. Is the door closed? Is it kind of like open?
It's
office?
kind of open, and
what's the guy's name?
Fucking hell, man! I started off with just Mr. K.
Mr. K. Okay. Okay.
Is that F?
Special K.
Thought this was gonna be somebody
That's
else.
what I was mouthing. I was trying to say call him Special K, but I was muted.
But yeah, Jay will kind of go over and kind of like on the rim of the door and be like, Professor K?
You'll hear the man say, come in, come in.
Okay. And kind of gesture really about to kind of come along and he'll pop inside.
Inside, it is the office of what you would consider, it's the crowded office of an adjunct professor. He's sharing it with 4 other profs, if you will. So this is like a multiple office space that like adjunct professors can use. He's a part-timer. And you can tell that somehow even though 4 people share this, it's clear that Mr. K has taken over half of the space by the amount of crap that he has stored in the area. He has old projectors. He has boxes and boxes of slides, things of that nature, stacked super tall and high. You imagine it would fall over, but for some miraculous reason, it doesn't.
Getting violent flashbacks to Italy.
And something
Gelato.
about gelato.
Something about gelato.
Something.
Maybe?
There's a lot of gelato in Hawaii. It's Dole Whip.
There's just a large gelato cup on their desk.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to say yes, but they're the man is of a dark complexion. He has basically like a very tightly kind of like close shaved hair, head of hair, and that's the best. The looks like Miss Frizzle, in the sense of the fashion, as in that.
I'm sorry.
As in that he's wearing like a Starry Night button-down shirt.
Oh, okay.
This is Jesse's self-insert.
This is my stuff. No, it's not. It's what I would like to wear. But he motions for you guys to come sit on the chairs that are in front, which also have books on it, so you might have to move them or just sit on them.
Oh, Jay won't sit on books. That's disrespecting the books. Jay will pick up the books and kind of gently set them aside.
Lee Bao will awkwardly do the same, but set them down a little bit less because it's heavy. So he just kind of...
Sure. Jay will kind of say, thank you so much for seeing us, kind of last minute. I wasn't sure who to talk to for a first outreach for this kind of project.
Mike has told me that your project is multi-layered.
He pauses and wonders how much Micah has said. You can definitely say that.
A lot of research.
Exactly, and that's partially why we're here to talk to you, to get more information.
Well, I absolutely love the concept of repatriation of the arts.
Yeah, from what I could see, there was a lot of articles written from both students and faculty about those topics. I think you wrote a couple of them.
Yes. In fact, most of my dissertation and most of the articles that I've been researching have been about repatriating the arts to bring back to Hawaii.
That is definitely something that we need to have happen, and I hope that we can make that happen. Definitely. He nods at that. Because I think that's
you can see that Li Bao is already checked out, so he's just kind of playing with the little the thing that goes. Tick, 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 tick.
Oh, I was gonna say the abacus, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
like the cat's cradle.
Yes, that's what he's doing.
Newton's cradle.
Newton's cradle. Yeah,
he's doing that.
I just remembered it.
He's doing that thing. Because this is already getting into
Sure. I wonder if I should have. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna have to roll against this guy or not, but
Do you have Scent of the Divine, don't you?
Me?
Scent of the Titanic?
No, I don't believe I do. Kiva is the one that has the snoofer.
And so does Wiley, right?
Yes.
If I remember correct.
No, I thought Wiley doesn't have it. I know somebody else had it. Maybe it was Bell Dandy.
Either way.
Or Leaf.
Scent the Divine. You need to roll some sort of perception check. I need you to smell.
I smell with my persuasion.
Smell with your perceptions. So that would be, let's say, a mental check versus with a empathy, culture, occult.
Okay, cool. We'll do that. Ooh, that was only one success.
It's fine. Is it just the books because they're old, but this definitely smells dusty.
Mm-hmm.
And oddly enough, it might be because maybe it's because you're in Hawaii, but you smell sand, but it's not the sand of Hawaii. It's drier.
Okay. I'm assuming it's easy for me to kind of maybe pick out
that this guy has some Netgear divinity within him.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Jay suddenly kind of like sits up more properly.
I mean, you have divinity within you too, right? So describing it in that sense is...
But he wants to be respectful.
Oh, yeah, fellow Scion and all.
Yeah. And he'll say, yeah, it's definitely multi-layered, and I want to help a friend of mine who's interested in returning things. I just want to help guide her in the right focus of study.
I think that we can help each other.
Yeah?
I have a group of people that I want to help.
Okay.
And I think that if you want to repatriate something, I know the perfect object.
He like leans forward. He's like, is it the Rosetta Stone?
No, I was thinking about bringing a queen back to her rightful country.
Can I roll something to see if I can figure it out? What he's talking
Culture, academics,
academics,
mental check.
You're funny.
I know you never went to school.
I mean, he did. He just flunked. Okay. 3 successes.
The bust of Nefertiti. In fact, he will slide a ram head letterhead paper to you that has like a pamphlet like paper clip to it, and it has some notes about the bust of Nefertiti, specifically some historical notes along with the Nuez Museum pamphlet, which is the German museum in Berlin.
Okay. It's like it like clicks for him, and then he gets slid over the information, and he kind of like gingerly takes it and kind of he looks through everything, and then kind of nudges Liba to kind of look to pay attention as well. And he'll kind of nod, and he goes, I have not been to Germany before, but this might work. Yeah, we can do this. Where do you where exactly should we return the queen?
I have a contact in Cairo that would love to get that queen back.
Okay. And he kind of closes the pamphlet. Are you okay with this reaching international headlines? Not so much from a point of who stole it, but the fact that she's getting relocated to where she belongs?
I think that the people that I would like to do this for will revel in the idea of controversy.
Kind of he nods at that, and he's like, okay, then Professor K, I think we have a deal. And he holds out a hand.
Fantastic. And he will hold his hand out, and when he holds your hand and you stare at him in the face for the briefest of seconds, I need you to roll for me a
Wits and wagers.
I need to see my
sanity
brain,
check.
my brain
sanity
explode.
check because your brain's about ready to
Okay.
explode.
Sanity.
What did you say I need to roll? Intellect and
You need to roll integrity.
Oh, fuck
for
me.
sure. It's going to be integrity and one of your resistance attributes. So either resolve, stamina, or
Dude,
composure.
you're gonna start fucking
I'm
convulsing.
gonna die. Alright. I'm not gonna use the rest of the I can't use the rest of the pool. It's fine. Wish me luck, boys. 1 success.
You're gonna fucking have a seizure.
Maybe I like simultaneously use my star and I look into the past.
Sure, we'll swing it that way as you stare at the man, and what you see is possibly your boons, your knacks, kind of all working at once, because when you touch this man's hand, the sheer power and the legend that exists within him sort of momentarily transfers to you, and you see basically it just keys in all of your stuff at once. So not only do you see the past as you sort of see his face and the world around you sort of dissolve, like sand dissolve away into what looks like the actual Sahara Desert, and then drifts away into what looks like these pyramids that are obscenely tall, these structures that are way bigger than they actually feel like they should be, and his head melts away into that of a ram's head. And the ram, with his weird fucking eyes and all, sort of smiles at you before you get sucked out of the past and well into the future, where you see that same sandy expanse, but instead you and the others are handing over a relic of great importance to that same man. But he is dressed differently, more elaborate, more fashion forward, nothing like the professor that you see before. And then back into this adjunct office, and he lets go of your hand.
Do I stay conscious?
You are definitely... It's good that you're sitting.
Okay. I imagine he, like, once he lets go, like, Jay, like, leans too far forward and then kind of, like, catches himself last second. And he'll say, I understand. I know where to, meet you.
I'll be very impressed if you manage to succeed.
I have to. My horns depend on
it. And we can cut the scene there. So, I'm trying to see the best way to kind of set this up, because I feel like I know that Lindy and Kiva would probably be having some talks and stuff like that too, but I also want the group as a whole to kind of reconvene with each other for these two events that have just occurred, because these two scenarios that you must encounter require more than one Scion. The heist and the excursion into the watery depths to exorcise a haunted Russian town. So I think that as a group, I want you guys to kind of determine how you want to do this, if you want to split up or if you want to all go together. Because
hot pot.
And you know what I'll do is that Lindy and Kiva, you try and cook, and Lindy says that she's got it. Y'all don't have it.
She probably likes eating things raw.
And probably...
That's racist.
...burns whatever food that was going to be made to the point where it's charcoaled in the oven.
No.
Oh.
Taylor, how are you not dying? Like, Thace would destroy me if I did that.
He is destroying me. I've just gotten so used to it.
Oh no.
I can't have my hand back.
What Lindy has done is basically made it so you have to go to Hot Pot.
Okay.
Because Fate decided that you're going to Hot Pot.
I got my hand back. Hot pot.
Hot pot.
Christ.
But that's what I want you guys to do, is to kind of determine who should go where, or if we're not splitting up, where should you go first? So, Hot Pot. Can we explain what Hot Pot is? Does everybody know what Hot Pot is?
I mean, you might want to explain for the
Our
audience.
characters don't.
They cook meat at table.
We cook our own meat at the table.
We cook.
Ew,
meat.
what kind of fucking low ass hot pot are you? They come to my table and they cook my meat for me.
Well, there's table cook.
Just kidding.
There's Korean barbecue table cook, where they just, you order meat that's raw, which Lindy would probably eat raw. And you can cook it over a flaming hot table, and you can cook it to you however you desire. It's not Margaritaville.
I said we upgraded from Margaritaville. What happened?
Hot pot.
But if this is
like Wiley's really into this.
like
is
it's basically
Johnny.
like it's slabs of meat. You can get steak. You can get
Johnny
pork belly.
offers to take it like away from the hot stuff, like, to like serve people, because you can just get so close
Yes,
Yeah.
please don't.
and not get hurt.
Take away the fire, like the tank, and just heat it underneath.
So
It's like, hold on, I got this.
you just put the pork belly on my hand. You know,
Yeah.
but
Or just like skewer it with the whip, and
Yeah.
it's just...
for you guys, you have this opportunity to plan out your situation, or what you want to do and how you want to split it. If you split it, or if you don't split it, how are you going to attack your first scenario and then your second scenario? So at this is going to be like a local hot pot place, probably super hole in the wally. You know, like there's probably only like 5 tables, and you guys take the one that's all the way in the back, you know, because secrets. And
like Aragorn.
yeah.
Yep.
And Puck is there. Micah is there. Hoku, basically all of Jay's friends are there, because it was an invite for everybody. But the important NPC being Puck, and Lindy's also there to eat everything raw. So because we failed dinner.
It's okay. It's all you can eat.
It's all you can eat, especially because
Jay's rich.
So, I mean, Kiva's probably got a sizable chunk of money now, too.
Kiva's starting to get there, you know, is going to start getting up there too. Once
We got a hot single out. It's time to release the album.
Yeah.
The debut album's coming out. You've already released a couple of singles. You're pretty much,
You're number 1 on Spotify.
yeah. So you guys are together, ready to talk about what needs to get done.
Like, I imagine, like, Jay's kind of, like, piling the meat on, whether or not if it's on Johnny or on the griddle, it's up to Johnny.
I mean, to be fair, if the people who have not experienced Hot Pot does not understand what's going on, Hokulani will do everything in her power to teach you how to do it. You take the meat, you put it on the side, you have to make sure that it's cooked, you cook however you like it, and you order whatever's on this. You know, she's like pointing it out like a mom would.
Mm-hmm.
Like the squad mom
After
would.
like stepping a respectable distance away from Wiley, of course, Johnny's gonna be enwrapped with this whole teaching process.
And don't touch it, it's hot. Okay?
Wiley's just cooking in the background.
He literally just pokes the pot and just like stares at her.
Yeah, he can do that.
Okay, but don't touch it while everybody else is. People are gonna freak out.
It's okay. I mean, if they freak out, I can just say it's a trick.
Yeah, and then Johnny can be the new David Blaine. But
Who?
I'll tell you later.
He's before your time.
He's still around. He like.
Johnny is like what? 3?
So?
Why is everyone sharing my age again?
It doesn't matter. So something weird happened to me today. Does anyone else have anything weird happen that was not the Vanaheim thing?
I burnt chicken breast.
Well, that's not that weird, you know. It's easy to do.
We started a fire.
We almost started a fire.
Did you?
No, it was fine. It was. Don't worry about it.
It was the picture of the hot pot.
Oh. What were you burning?
I don't know what they were burning.
I don't know.
It was just
I don't know what baby was doing, but
Pile
it was
of
just
books.
a lot of fire.
Oh. Well, anything other than burning stuff?
I don't.
Riley's like engrossed in cooking.
Wow. I don't know what you mean by. I mean, it sounds like you've got something.
He kind of like lowers his voice as he kind of like picks up a piece of shrimp. I met another guy.
What?
Huh?
So, Micah, good on Professor P, or H, K, A, Professor K. He shakes his head like,
weirdo, right? I told you.
Yeah. No, not weird. More like very determined and very opportunistic. That I would meet him. Puck needs to do her next trick, right? Puck wanted to steal the Mona Lisa.
I still thought it was a good idea.
But I think we should, if we're going to steal something, we should bring it back to where it belongs. Thank you, Kiva, for giving me that idea.
Wait, we're stealing something?
Yes. So, when I talked
Not just
to...
anything.
Oh, we steal it now. He'll look up from cooking.
I talked to Enetjir God, and he really wants the bust of Nefertiti to go back to Cairo.
Which one?
Atum. I did a culture check off screen. Imagine he probably talked to Bud at some point. I'll just use that as my excuse.
Spoiler.
It's just because I know Egyptian gods.
Nerd.
I mean, I guess he has the K name is Khanum, I believe. But he'll say...
Julian reads the monster manual for fun. Or nerd.
Look at the dead for fun. God of the arts, you know? Big ram, the ram head one.
Didn't know there was a ram head one.
Yeah,
Turns out there's a one that kind of looks like a snake, but not a snake.
there's a lot of them. There's a lot of
bird
different
one.
snake ones.
There's a cat one.
There's a couple of birds, I know that.
There's a crocodile one.
Crocodile, yeah.
Yeah, all hail Sobek. Shay makes an H bomber guy reference.
Christ.
But
Johnny's just like has his brows like furrowed. Everything's
not a-
going over his head.
There's not a scorpion-headed one. Sorry, Johnny.
actually, there is. I think there is a scorpion god.
Is it scorpion headed? Because that would suck.
It's the Scorpion King.
It is the scorpion.
Yeah, right. It's Dwayne Johnson.
It's Dwayne Johnson.
It's
Dwayne The Rock
it's
Johnson.
it's a woman. It's a woman's head, and then the scorpion is on top of her head. So
There's Johnny.
So she's not scorpion-headed. She just has a scorpion on her
Scorpion.
head.
She just likes fun hats.
yeah.
Fun
She's
stabby hats.
the god of
you
fun
know.
hats.
The god of fun hats. But yeah, as
There's a Scorpion.
yeah, there is. I don't know much about them, but anyway, we're getting off
Anyway.
topic. Okay, so Jay kind of leans back from Puck. Bust of Nefertiti. It's in Germany.
And she's super pretty.
Yeah, she is.
That's all I got.
It's in Berlin. And,
Like in a museum?
mm-hmm.
An art museum.
Yes.
Johnny like slowly pulls up his phone to figure out like what does this thing look like.
Yes.
And he tries to spell it the best, but instead he clicks like voice to text.
Here you go, guys.
Neff or titty. Like he probably like writes that instead.
Neff or titty.
Well, let me actually type that into Google and see if I can get that actual answer. Hold on.
That's so funny.
So there you go. That's the image right there.
Yeah.
I don't get that answer.
In case you don't remember what it looks like, as a group. But
Me Bart.
Puck will say,
And it's an art museum, so like they're totally not prepared for us.
Prepared?
Well, if it's a museum, it should have some people in it.
Yeah, but those are just people.
Security.
You never know.
Well, what exactly is the plan?
I don't know.
Wait, yeah, you're right. If they never know because Professor K is the god, right?
So all we need to
It could be literally anyone.
All we need to do is just walk over there, and then we're going to take the glass off, and then we're just going to take her, and we're going to go.
I think it's a little bit more complicated than that.
I think you're overcomplicating things.
Well, I've stolen a few things, and there's always some alarms, so I think we should be a little cautious.
But it's also not exactly a trick if you just smash the glass and run.
The trick is to deliver it back to the place it's supposed to go.
Wait, no. An even better trick is that we make a replica and just set it in the case, and we just take the real one.
We could do that.
What if we make it an ugly replica, so that way they're like, oh no, they just played a big bad trick on us.
But then they would know.
That'd be too obvious, right?
Isn't the point of trying to trick them like they believe you, like you're supposed to get it?
What if we make a replica and Puck, you can put your sticker at the bottom of it?
But you can't, like, if they don't know I did it, then I won't get my tail.
Well, you do it if they lift it up and they see your sticker.
Maybe if there's a statement under the sticker about why we did it, then that would have really big international news, right?
And they'll never see it coming.
Jay sighs. Puck's been playing a lot of Persona lately. It's a video game. But Jay's like, I'll teach you about video games. You probably would like them.
I know what video games are.
I play the Game Boy.
Johnny holds up one of those little
Johnny's
things.
actually offended.
Johnny holds up one of those things that's got like the water and the buttons, and you gotta like blow air to get the rings on this.
It's under the Sonic the Hedgehog.
No,
ones
that's
from
what he
McDonald's
gives
a long time
Baby, but
ago.
Baby doesn't use it. Baby uses knife.
And then Baby lit it on fire.
I hate Baby.
Baby is the stool reincarnated.
I love Stool. I hate Baby.
Baby has
Stool doesn't go around burning books,
No,
which is what I'm canonically saying was in the hot pot.
Probably.
But Puck says, so once we do it, and then we go on this cool adventure, and we get notoriety.
Yeah, not notarized.
Then I'll get my tail, and then Inari has to notice me.
Yeah.
And then when I get noticed, I will punch Inari in the face.
Okay, we're still working on that part. Jay is just like, okay, we'll work on that. But Puck really wanted everybody to help with that.
I want you guys to help because you guys helped me for so long.
You must continue helping me.
Do you know when you were trying to plan to do all this?
Well, I mean, we have to go to Germany, and then we have to go to the museum, and then we have to, like, scope it out and stuff.
I mean, I think we can get to Germany pretty quickly.
I mean,
I'd have to ask Nadia.
I feel like Jay kind of gets the vibe from Kiva. Jay will be like, well, I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed, but we've been gone for like a month, and he looks to Kiva.
Yeah.
Wait, we've been gone for a month?
Yeah.
We've been gone for a month, and well, in that time, Hercules managed to do something. Killed a bunch of lions.
4 Nevian lions.
That's a lot of things to do in a day. Wait, never mind.
Johnny's like, I don't understand time still.
Yeah, so Kiva, I understand that we probably need to work towards your stuff faster before, because it's like you have to do it first, right? Before he does.
It's supposed to be a race. I mean, it's not like I have the most faith in the guy to, actually do anything else, but considering most of the labors just revolve around killing, and killing things has never been easier, we might need to get moving.
Aren't the stakes really bad?
For Kiva, they are.
Right.
Well, do you have any ideas of what kind of labors you have to do?
Well, while we were gone, Jack and Lindy were working on it, and they found what was the name of the village?
Something Russian. Sorry, I forgot to.
Sorry, there's a village in
Tulovka.
Well, there was this village Sulphur in Russia, however long ago, back before World War One, that a previous one of them, Hercules incarnate, one of the labors had to do with, he diverted a river to clean out a bunch of horse stables. This one diverted a river to
clean out a mine
and flooded the village. And
oh no, you said a word that entices Johnny. World War? ?
He's just like squinting at the hot pot, like, World War?
There was one? Is there another one?
But he killed everyone. And everyone says that the place is haunted. I just figured it might be a good thing to do to go there and we'll try and release their souls. However, we could do that. I mean, I know I've got the sight, I guess, but I know, Johnny, that's kind of your whole area of expertise.
Kinda. I mean, if I can talk to a few of them if they want to go, and if they're children, so like.
If you guys want to understand mechanically what might be necessarily needed in this situation, you can roll.
Oh, we need to call the Ghostbusters. Yes.
Yeah, it would be like an occult roll with either a mental check. That would probably be your best bet.
Let me.
This would be kind of like to explain.
Can I use cunning?
Sure.
All right.
A cunning?
A cunning.
Quick, Bar, use the rest of the momentum pool.
You rolled 66.
I did, yeah.
Use the momentum pool.
Why me?
Well, then Michael use it.
Still.
Var, you use it because I forgot to use it.
Doesn't fucking matter.
Wow.
Okay.
We both.
But we still used it. But Julian got 2 successos.
Yeah.
What are we rolling? Occult and something else?
Knowledge of some kind.
Call and mental stat.
Mental.
Can I do
I used
cunning
the
and occult?
momentum, so
Yes.
we have no more. We have no more momentum.
No more momentum.
Var, you rolled 98.
Well, don't you get momentum when
Why
you
did I
zero?
roll 98?
You get momentum
see?
when you get momentum when you fail. Technically.
Let's
I
see
rolled
Var try
98,
again.
but like none of them got it. Got close to 10.
Okay.
Hey.
Jay and Wiley are going to be the ones that are going to kind of figure this out, at least as far as like mechanically, right? For both scenarios, let's just say. So for the first and for the the museum scenario, you need probably, if it's going to be a trick, you're going to need to have tricky skills, deception skills. If you're going to just kind of steal it, you're also going to need art skills if you're going to create a replica. Right? So those are kind of like the kind of main skills if you're going to do it in that way. There's nothing that says you can't just like break down the entire museum and just steal it outright, but if you want to do it in a tricksy manner, that's kind of like the skills that you're looking for. As far as the exercising the ghost town, it's underwater. So some of you guys do not breathe underwater. So you're going to need to find a way to kind of navigate around that problem.
I can take one person with me because of Guardian.
The other thing is that you need to be able to see the dead people.
Can't see dead people.
Can't see dead people.
If you have the death purview, I think your innate. I think the innate allows you to be able to see dead people. But in order to ferry the dead, you need to be able to have either a liminal or journeys like ability. Or
I have all of those, so I could
have those kinds of inclinations, because it's the journeys and the liminal people that cross things, go across boundaries.
Yeah.
But you have to be able to access an underworld as well. If you're going if you're going to deliver them directly to an Axis Mundi to get to the appropriate hell.
I was gonna say, so technically, what would be the appropriate underworld for Russia?
It's hard to say, because some people can believe in a lot of
different
things.
Slavic?
What you can do is you could take them to like a nexus, if you will, an Axis Mundi nexus that could then allow them to be able to go to different places, or even speak with any death gods that you may have on speed dial,
like
if you will. To be able to navigate through that situation as well. But it is a haunted as fuck location, so there may be dangers that are lurking within the depths as well. And that's what Jay and Wiley sort of spitball at each other, once again showing that rivals always work well together when they are inclined to.
I held you in my arms.
Wiley's just sitting there thinking, and he's like, I don't really know if I'm going to be of any help in either of these situations.
Well, as far as like breathing underwater and stuff like that, like that could be something that could be magical. Like you just locate a person that can give you that magical like goo ball that you swallow, like in Harry Potter.
Oh, fuck off.
Towards Jack.
Right, she could just do it. Jack, just do it for us.
Make a gillyweed.
So there are things like that you could do that
You could use Guardian to.
Yeah, I don't know if because I only have innate purview, I think, for water.
Use your funny sword and part the sea, and then we'll just walk in it.
Honestly, I could do that and just.
That is a really unexpected way of doing it, but I would not disallow it. You just have to maintain it.
Yeah.
See, I mean, I feel like there is a time factor, but I feel like all four of us could be helpful in either situation. I don't know if we care to split it.
Yeah, I'm just wondering.
I think that. Sorry to interrupt. I feel like Jay would probably be very adamant in helping Kiva first, and that they might need time to plan for Puck's thing.
An elaborate heist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jay would be very keen on trying to push forward Kiva's agenda, because Kiva's on like a time crunch where the bus
and higher stakes, as in someone's gonna get hunted.
Exactly. Like the bus of Nefertiti's not going anywhere. Jay doesn't want anything bad to happen to Kiva.
So yeah, we could do the labor, and then immediately fuck on over to Germany, and
it's right there.
It's right there.
Yeah, just
gotta skip
blow up the
Poland.
museum.
We'll have a night at the museum, if you will.
Can we have a night at the museum?
Is Rami Malek gonna be there?
And can the museum be haunted too?
Ramses Malik.
Oh, that's the Egyptian god that we just met. Oh my god.
It was Rami Malek.
It's a Rami.
He's the god of having eyes that point in slightly different directions.
It's very unnerving. Anyway,
goat eyes are great.
So if you guys would like to, you can essentially plan to go to Russia, to this abandoned town.
Jay's really not looking forward to going to Russia in the middle of winter.
And exercise a location.
Funny enough, we're kind of we're reenacting exactly what happened in World War II. We're gonna go to Russia in the middle of winter, and then we're gonna retreat to Berlin.
Oh god.
Let's hope that we're not gonna be the Germans that go to Russia and then immediately die in the winter.
Yeah.
We're gonna be fine.
It'll be fun.
But
If we all die, we'll have an adventure in a different hell.
yeah. Then we have to get out of Slavic hell.
God, no, the worst one.
I feel like Chinese hell is worse, but
I don't know. We're pretty close to next year. We could just go back. Yeah, damn.
Jaeger whips out a fucking slingshot and just rockets us to the surface.
Yeah, go
Get
back.
the fuck out of here.
Get lost.
So if that's what we would like to do, then when we come in next time, we will have our own Slavic horror adventure.
Phasmophobia time!
Phasmophobia.
Now see, Jesse, now you have to play Phasmophobia.
No, I don't. And theoretically finish that one off, and then we will go into a heist immediately after.
Kiva has still to do 2 more labors, though, right?
She's already
Yes.
done one because she's done the belt.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This will be the second labor, and then there's a third mysterious labor that will occur that I will determine.
Oh Christ! As far as we know, Dipshiticus has only done 1, so we're already going to be ahead of him,
Okay.
at least by the end of
I
this.
thought
Unless he goes out and kills a multi-headed
He did
lizard.
2, but we
I
undid
was
one
gonna
of them.
say, I thought he did 2, but
He's
Did
technically
he did 2?
he technically already had the belt.
Oh, but he didn't
Hello.
do that. He just fucking rushed that frat. See, that sucks. That's stupid.
But we undid it, so like.
yeah.
He
Yeah,
only
did
has
we
one.
undo it?
Yeah, you
Did
technically
he...
undid it, so he has to go do another one.
To go fuck off and find something
Oh.
else.
He's probably gonna go, I don't know, fuck off with the lizard.
He's gonna find anything he can kill and just go
He's
do
gonna go
that.
beat the shit out of a flock of birds that like a nice old woman's feeding.
Yeah.
But in actuality, the birds are feeding off of the old woman. So
it's
like,
scary. It's terrifying.
Like
It's
pilot
terrifying.
fish.
He
Anyway,
just goes to New York City and kills every pigeon he sees.
that's a labor, right?
Yeah, it would be an actual
That
labor.
would be a labor. It's
A
impossible to do.
labor of love.
So yay.
Wow.
So that is what we're gonna do. And I think with this, we can kind of close over hot pot after everybody starts experimenting on whether or not you can cook meat
Hot-
on
hot-
Johnny.
You can't on Johnny, but on his tail, yes.
So-
he calls it his tail now.
So we just set Stinger down and we just like put little bits of meat on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a shish kebab.
Yeah, and it's like some of it is metal, so it'll actually like cook like a grill. So like,
It's a terrifying experiment that Micah's totally down for because Micah likes metal and rocks. So like this is like science-y.
Oh yeah.
Micah's a nerd. Do you
imagine.
remember?
He's secretly a nerd.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to end it right here so that way we have a good idea of where to go. Unless
Nice.
everybody's good.
I just need to know: do Lindy's hair snakes eat?
and we feed the hair snakes.
Can we?
What
the
is-
question?
Can we?
Is there an
But
answer?
where would
that-
it digest to?
Is there an answer that you'd like more?
No. I just
I don't
honestly
want them
feel
to
the
Johnny,
need to know.
Johnny would like to feed the hair snakes
Look,
if he's
If
allowed.
they have the minds of their own, they can eat on their own.
But where's it going to digest to and where's it going to excrete from?
Magic.
Yeah,
Magic.
Taylor, this isn't your fucking hippy dippy science bullshit. Get your backpack off. We're not going to school tonight.
Wow. Like, I can't wait till I buy one and you're going to have to say the same thing to me.
Yeah, I know.
Fix my fucking posture,
honestly,
okay?
like, for me personally, I don't think that they eat.
I don't think so either.
This is bullshit.
I don't think that they eat. That's my personal opinion. However, Lindy is just one Gorgon. And Lindy is also part Gorgon, you know? Like, she's not 100% Gorgon.
Maybe that's where.
And
Maybe 100% Gorgons eat with their hair.
Maybe her mom eats with the hair.
And,
Yeah.
gross. Anyway. So that's it. That's it for the Immortal Odyssey. Just to get our little outro out, we're going to keep it simple. Just say who you are, who you played, what was your favorite part. Real simple stuff, you know? You know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I know.
Let's start with Var.
Hi, I'm Laura. I played Johnny. My favorite part was literally the theme of gay panic throughout this entire session. It was
Not
pretty good.
not what I intended, but I'm here for it.
It happened. It's pretty good. You can find me doing all the other games on Jacqueline Hare. I do the other Friday game, BTM, where I play a Bruja who needs a hug. And on Monday, eventually, we're picking up Strahd. And I'm going to be playing a woman.
Mommy.
Not yet, but maybe.
But maybe.
Well, she's got the hips for it, so.
She do.
I'm excited. I'm excited for all of our new characters when we play D&D again, whenever that is. I know it'll happen, but whenever. I am happy.
A break.
I'm looking forward to Johnny wondering if Wiley is a good friend or not, and being in constant state of wondering that. Like, is Wiley good for me? Or is this toxic?
This chat was a lot to think about, and considering it moved a little closer to his word, I think Wiley said some pretty convincing things.
Do you think at this point, just as a question, do you think that Johnny is more audacious or more fatalistic? Like, are you
fatalistic?
Okay, so you're embracing it now.
He's a little more fatalistic because with the whole Jaeger thing, he had to basically say, just give in to your word.
Yeah, you did tell him that. So tick yourself.
And he did talk to the rock man, who was like, yeah, well,
tick yourself over.
Ooh, join me in picking a side.
Tick yourself. I'm asking this for everybody anyway,
because
because I feel like it's more important to kind of do that. Let's go over to Julian.
Hi, I am Julian, one half of Jacqueline Hare, and I have played Jay. I too will echo the sentiment of what my favorite scene was. I really liked the scene between Wiley and Johnny. I like Taylor. I messaged Michael and I was like, Wiley's giving me some vibes.
It was a development. I missed it. I missed the development, and then I got scared.
Did you?
Yeah.
I was like this the whole time. I was like, it's happening.
So
Eat him.
I like it, and I think it's good, interesting development, and I'm curious to see how it's going to develop as the rest of the season, quote unquote, progresses.
Who knows?
So I'm curious to see how that goes. I also I liked Professor K. I'm sorry, Jesse, the moment you said Professor K, I knew exactly who it was. But
me too.
He was
Professor K. K stands for King Tut.
God damn it.
It stands for King Rami Malek.
King Rami Malek. Ram.
Oh shit!
Does he look like Rami Malek?
He's
now
like
he has to.
Yeah, he's got goat eyes. He looks just like Remy Malek.
Now he has to, and
He has to.
he looks like like an older Rami Malek. Like if
He would be the perfect
Yes.
eccentric art teacher. Like he's just eccentric as it is.
Rami Malek 20 years later.
I'm a big fucking fan of this development,
I'm a
so
fan,
like
too. let's get more of the net.
Can I romance the art teacher? As me.
AU.
As you, yeah.
Not Wiley.
as Taylor. As Taylor.
me.
What happened to the whole like chin lifting? Anyway, you can find me throughout this channel. On Mondays in the near future, I will be playing. I'll be playing a cleric again. So that'll be fun to play the eyesore in the Curse of Strahd, Land of Barovia. So I look forward to that.
Someone has to.
Someone has to be.
The rest of us are wearing black.
If my character dies, there'll be another one.
Yeah.
We'll see how dim we can make you.
Nice.
If my character dies, it's getting even darker.
Okay, his personality is already dim. So
There we
that's
go.
what matters. You can also catch me over at Marine of One's channel every Tuesday for a Paths game. And then on the Guild of the Phoenix every Thursday and Sunday now. Thursday's going to be for another D&D campaign that is post-apocalyptic, but not Dark Sun-ish. So if you guys are looking for something that's a little bit more homebrew, feel free to check me out there as I play another Snake Man that may or may not be related to the Snake Man that I played in On Gilded Tides. So there's that. And
Wait, is that
mhm.
Yeah.
Is that my son?
No, not your son. The brother.
Bruder.
Oh, okay.
The naughty white one.
The naughty white snake. And
That's a hot topic these days.
let's bypass that. And then on Sundays with Guild of the Phoenix, we're either playing a Vampire the Masquerade campaign, where I play a sad, thin blood painter boy, and I have zero clue what's happening on the other Sunday, if we're playing Things from the Flood, or if we're playing a new Powered by the Apocalypse